Swimming like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.
Hello and welcome to the video wrap-up show for the Shrimp Tank podcast here in Seattle. I'm Dan Whedon, and I'm joined today by my co-hosts, Linda Popke and Phil Simchich. Whenever we have a fifth week Wednesday, we do an all-host show. And so today, we had the opportunity to have a conversation regarding the impact on businesses and on people coming from the Ukrainian crisis. Listen, to catch every episode, please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. I recommend this episode. We talked about 30 minutes about some very interesting and fascinating conversations. By the way, you can also find all of our episodes on our website at shrimptankpodcast.com/Seattle. And so I'm going to be asking a couple of questions here, first of Linda and then of Phil. Linda, you know, as much as we talked about the Ukrainian crisis, it really brought to light the whole issue of stress and adversity and resilience. And we talked a lot about that. Would you share a little bit about what you talked about on the podcast as relates to dealing with adversity?
Yeah, I think, and first of all, I think we have to say what a horrible thing is going on in Ukraine. But on top of 2 years of COVID, the people that we work with are stressed. They may not say it, they may smile at you, but there's a lot of stress in the workplace. There are people leaving, there are employers trying to hire, there are people trying to deal with, higher gas prices and supply chain issues, et cetera. So we have to be aware of that, and we have to be empathetic to what might be going on, whether it's someone that has someone they know in Ukraine or a family like Phil, who's, you can see behind him, he's got the Ukrainian flag, his heritage is from Ukraine, or maybe we just have people that we work with that have connections there. So we need to be aware of that. We need to be empathetic. We need to consider our customers, our suppliers, our employees, and really do the right thing for them, so that they know that they're cared about, and that we don't treat them like robots. They're humans, and they've got thoughts and feelings and things we need to keep in concern for them.
Well, Lyndon, actually, you said something interesting that you said, we should be asking first, how are you doing? And I think actually in the last 2 years, I've asked that question to more people, more than I probably had in all the years combined. So that was great advice. Phil, you talked a lot about dealing with stress, whether you're the business owner or you're an employee, and you have a cool little chart here you want to share with us. So please take it away.
Sure. So I want to start with a story first about stress, because for most people, public speaking is stressful. And I had two grandmothers. One was Baba, the other was Bobby. Bobby was first generation Canadian, and she had this gift for reciting from memory. So she would recite, and I've seen this and we have this on video. She's reciting Ukraine's most famous poet, Taras Shevchenko. She's reciting his 15-minute poem from memory. She's in her 80s. She's on stage. We're in the little local church hall. She gets a standing ovation at the end, and she's blowing kisses to the audience. It is just priceless stuff. So for some of us, if public speaking is stressful, it definitely wasn't for her. However, for the rest of us that are in stress, and life is hard for everybody, and there's always stress going on. So I have this little model here. And so stress usually comes from one of three places. We have a lack of control over a situation, or we have a lack of information with which to act on or make a decision, or our emotions run amok. And I like to start with the first one, emotions. And in this situation, for example, I'm safe, right? So there's all this negative news about Ukraine and stuff. I'm safe. So I need to tell my brain I'm safe so that it doesn't go into stress mode, because the brain isn't that smart. It just sees stress and reacts and automatically kicks you into fight or flight. So number one, settle down the emotions that you're safe. Number two, take control over something, because that also demonstrates that you're safe, and it's a positive effort into the environment. And then number three, get information. And sometimes if we don't have control, sometimes we need better information. And I see this all the time with business owners They're stressed about a decision they made. They don't have good information, and they're trying to exert control when they're stressed, which reduces our intelligence because the blood isn't flowing to the brain anymore. It's going to our arms and legs, fight or flight, and they don't have the information. So slow down, we're safe, get some information, recalibrate, ask for help if you need to. That's always available. Especially small business owners these days have great resources available, and many of those are on this call now. So call someone you know the meter isn't running, and ask for help. So I just wanted to share that quickly as a model for dealing with stress.
Excellent.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Phil and Dan. This was such an important conversation and very timely. And for all of you out there, make sure that you go listen to the entire podcast because there were a lot of valuable things in there. It was a great conversation. And make sure you check out all the replays at shrimptankpodcast.com/Seattle and wherever you get your podcasts, such as iHeart, Apple, Google, Spotify, Stitcher, SoundCloud, because we are, Dan?
We are ubiquitous.
And they both did it. All right. And while you're doing that, check out our show's social media pages on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram.
And when you go on, by the way, Linda and Phil, thank you. When you go on Facebook, like us, because that's where you will catch our live stream every Wednesday. Regular programming returns on April the 6th, 12 p.m. Pacific. Linda Popke will be back with me. We're going to welcome Jen LeBlanc. We're going to talk about her business and all that she does. It'll be fantastic. So please join us on April 6th. Our guest will be Jen LeBlanc. So until then, we are looking for you to please be healthy, be prosperous, and of course, have some fun. Because for right now, the shrimp is back in the tank. So long.
I've been feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond, and the shrimp